Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. Watch the steps, okay? Whenever you're ready.
We're gonna do some photos.
Yeah, so voila, the Lamar Hunt Super Bowl gallery. And this was so...
It's always so great to be at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and obviously one of our family's favorite spots in the Hall of Fame is the Lamar Hunt Super Bowl gallery.
This is super good. And oh yes, the picture.
Oh, there she is. Come on, Mom. It's the only woman to see them all. The defensive coordinator who stopped the Patriots from having the undefeated season was Steve Spagnuolo.
I knew it!
Yeah. And so I have very good omen that your picture is in here. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm hearing Hank Stram right now.
Yep, 65
I'm hearing
toss
it.
power
What
trap.
happened? You got it, girl.
Matriculate the ball down the field, boys.
Matriculate the ball down the field, boys.
They always have one of the Super Bowl trophies in the middle of the gallery, and our guide today pointed out that the trophy they have is actually the trophy that will be awarded in Miami this February.
No, this is this year's Lombardi Trophy. Are you all in for it,
We're gonna go rub it a little bit.
Naturally, we took some photos with it, certainly hoping that we're going to have that trophy come the Super Bowl this year.
And most of these folks are not in the hall, but they found Patrick Mahomes over there. He's got two up here. So
Two in this room?
two in this room.
Oh,
yes.
if you're the MVP,
So
you get two, I guess, is how that works.
So. And then there's the other Patrick Mahomes jersey over there, but it's not quite as nice of an outline.
This was the jersey he wore for the Pittsburgh game.
What do they say?
Well, so the key to it is at 22 years, 364 days, he became the youngest quarterback to throw at least 6 touchdown passes in a single game.
Oh my gosh. Well, that deserves to have a jersey.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame is home to memorabilia, records, and of course, busts. But perhaps more profound, legacies. For the Chiefs, their legacy originates with Lamar Hunt's Dallas Texans, who would soon make the move to Kansas City.
We call our team Mid-America's team.
Changing the landscape of professional football forever. Under Lamar Hunt's supervision and leadership, head coach Hank Stram and company would defeat the Minnesota Vikings in the 4th and final AFL-NFL World Championship game.
Reaction, Lamar Hunt must be quite a reaction. That's pretty fantastic. It's a beautiful trophy, and it really is a satisfying...
Later to be renamed the Super Bowl, a term coined by Mr. Hunt himself. The championship win would cement an official league merger
Are the super fans of pro
and a well-deserved path to the Pro Football Hall of
Say
Fame.
how happy enough I am personally, in addition to all in the organization, for Kansas City.
So Kim, you know the very first time I ever met your dad, he had a safety pin right here holding the glasses together. And I met him and I literally couldn't quit looking at the safety pin holding his glasses together. No, he was a faithful.
Oh, may I have a copy of that? Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Aren't there like only 2 or 3 people who have glasses on them?
While Lamar Hunt may have been the first Chief to enter into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1972, he certainly would not be the last. This weekend, 2 more members of the Kansas City fraternity will join the more than 10 Chiefs legends already enshrined in Canton.
Hey, long overdue, and thank you, sir,
Okay,
for all
thank
the
you.
American Football League fans.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
How are you doing?
Smokey
Steve,
played with me
How are you?
7 years at Kansas City, so, you know. Willie.
Yes, sir. Sorry
Emmett.
about my dress, but
No,
just
man.
got through signing. You signed already?
No, I signed when I came in.
Came in?
Yeah. And,
Well, enjoy yourself.
Okay.
All right, can I get everybody's attention for just a minute, please? Now, we all know that it has been way, way too long, but we are so glad that it is finally happening today, and one of the great players in the history of the National Football League is going to join the other great Chiefs from the 1960s and 70s who are already part of the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Together for Pro Football Hall of Famer Johnny Robinson.
Watch Johnny Robinson. Make sure you watch Johnny. Make sure he's all right back there.
One of the all-time great Kansas City Chiefs.
Not only was Johnny one of the great players in the history of the National Football League, he's also one of the great people in the history of the National Football League. You know, one of the things we're proud about at the Chiefs is we have 5 players who have won the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award. And we all know what Johnny has dedicated his post-football career to in Louisiana with his boys' home. If they had an award for what players had done after their careers, Johnny would have won it every single year.
This is the main house here. You know, this is where intake and the offices are, and it's our office over here. Dad comes into work every day still.
You know, we get a kid that's been adjudicated as a delinquent, and we're an alternate placement for kids that are going to jail. They've already been through court. We have a 6-month program here, and if a kid does well, we go back and see if they want to let him go.
This is a typical room for the kids, but they have access to you know, television, and they do everything that your kids would do. You know, we take them to school, they go to public school in the morning, they catch a bus right outside the facility. They're supervised 24 hours a day, but they're, you know, have an opportunity to live in a home-like environment and try to serve some time. I call it the Country Club of Corrections here.
Fans of the Kansas City Chiefs will be very familiar with the name Johnny Robinson. The dynamic defensive playmaker spent his entire 12-year career with the franchise and was the backbone to some of the strongest secondaries in AFL and NFL history. Throughout his career, Robinson never let up and would come to revolutionize the safety position forever.
His records speak for themselves. 57 interceptions in 10 years, his 5.7 average is phenomenal. And one of the things I remember is Howard Cosell. He said Johnny Robinson virtually wrote the book on free safety.
It's intercepted. Johnny Robinson gets his 8th interception.
The toughness of Johnny Robinson was in Super Bowl IV when he played with 3 broken ribs. And he played that entire game. He started it and he finished it, making an interception and a fumble recovery and a number of tackles. That's sheer toughness of a man.
Didn't seem to bother you.
Well, I had it injected before the game and at the half, and I felt a little uncomfortable at times, but it was Friday till I felt sure I could play, and then I felt I could handle it.
I know we talked to the coaches.
Long after football, the same determination and toughness that made him so successful during his NFL career continued to define him as he started on what some believe to be his true calling.
I was a chaplain with the Monroe Police Department, and I went down to the prison down on South Grand. I got a call from a lady at our church, and she wanted me to go out and see a kid that had been in the jail. He was 10 years old, horribly molested, and I came back off of South Grand, and I saw this realtor putting a sign out, for sale sign, and I bought the house. You know, I feel like it was a miracle, you know, and that's how I got started.
I'm really amazed at what he decided to do here at this boys' home because, you know, you can ask any parent, raising children is the hardest job that you have. It takes a lot of people to run and operate it, and I've been blessed to be able to work for him, and especially to be able to help young kids, troubled kids that have had, you know, so far less than what, you know, I've had growing up. This is another dormitory, and they can watch TV and they shower over here. And
we had a kid the other day actually said he loved it here. He said, if I could live here, I would. Yeah, and the thing that got my attention though was when he said, I've never seen so much food in my life. I get 3 meals a day, I can't believe it.
You know, we went from 7 kids to
47.
To 47, and you know, you had to be on top of everything all the time. You know, but that was in 1980. You know, Christmas of 1980, and you know, and I've been here for, you know, for 38 years.
It was Pops' calling. I mean, this is what he wanted to do, help kids, and he sure has helped a lot of them.
Most of our kids don't like school. Most of them are out of school, have never gone. We stress education.
A kid that can go to school that hadn't been in school and stay in school for 3 days straight without getting suspended is pretty impressive around here. That's success, you know, and getting a high school diploma is like getting your master's degree. This is the education building here.
We have 30 computers, and we have study hall and teachers from June till August. I've always said if we had one kid that made it, you know, it would all be worth it.
And Johnny, we tried to get Robert here, but he lives in Texas now. But he wrote you this letter that I think you'll enjoy.
Dad, 35 years ago, I was placed in your care. I was a scared little 10-year-old kid, and you showed me around the home, put your arm around me and told me it was gonna be okay. Throughout my life, I've never forgotten that day. The 3 years I was with you were the 3 best years of my childhood. You treated us as if we were your own kids. And we called you Dad because you were a dad to us all. I'm a deputy sheriff with Milam County Sheriff's Office. I have 4 children, 3 boys, 1 girl. I also work as a school resource deputy at the Cameron Independent School District. I know you make and have made an impact on children's lives since 1980. I know you made an impact on mine. For that, I say thank you, and I love you, Dad. Congratulations on being inducted into NFL Hall of Fame. I cannot think of a more deserving person than you. I will sign off here by saying thank you, God bless you, and I love you. Robert Wagner, Johnny Robinson's Boys Home, 1984, 1986.
Boy, that's a nice letter.
Do you remember Robert?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I remember him very well, you know, and he was one of the first kids we had, and I'm glad he made it, you know. And that's a nice letter.
I hope you read it.
Oh, well, I will.
Well, Robert wanted us to take a picture of you in front of the house, and I'm going to send it to him. So maybe we can go do that real quick?
Okay. How are you doing? I'm good, you? I'm good. Boy, you've grown. You know, I'm 80 years old right now. I would like to be remembered with what I did with kids, you know, rather than my football career. And my boys' home will go on. Even if it's a long time coming, it means everything to me right now, you know, because I think it's a pinnacle of my success story.
Welcome back to Canton, everybody. I have been fortunate enough to be the MC of these magical enshrinement ceremonies for about 2 decades now. When I first started this, I assumed that a few players had to be in the Hall of Fame, but I found out that they were not. 2 that surprised me the most, Jerry Kramer and Johnny Robinson of the Kansas City Chiefs. Those of us who learn to love football.
As the sun begins to set over Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, Johnny Robinson is officially enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, finally receiving the elusive bronze bust that will forever represent his play on the football field and continue to serve as a reminder of his achievements off of it. Meanwhile, waiting in the wings is another Chiefs great, tight end Tony Gonzalez. After being drafted in 2003, Gonzalez made an immediate impact on the field, forever redefining how the tight end position would be played.
It's not only a catch for Kansas City, it's a catch for Kansas.
Finishing his time in Kansas City as the all-time leader in receiving yards and touchdowns, number 88 will forever live amongst the kingdom's greatest.
Are you in the house, Kansas City Chief fans? You know what, I'll never forget. I'm looking out, you can see the Oakland airport. You can see the planes coming in and out. And I remember looking at it, and it dawned on me. I could be on one of those planes and going somewhere that's gonna change my life forever. But I gotta focus. I gotta focus. I gotta take it seriously, because I wasn't. I was first team All-American the next year, gone to the Kansas City Chiefs, 13th pick overall. And so you Kansas City Chief fans know how much I appreciated you. I love you guys, thank you.
While the party is just beginning in Canton, back in St. Joe, it's business as usual.
What do you say, D-Roll? Good to go today? Did you know it was Harold's birthday yesterday? I did. I knew that. How old are you? How old were you yesterday? 26. Young lad. Birthday guy. I knew you guys didn't even know, right? How about that? Here we go.
The motto we've been kind of hanging our hat on is chase perfection, rely on relentless. And I believe defensively it's always going to come back to the relentless part. Talent gets you to a certain point. The great teams, the defenses that do get into the Super Bowl, that help their teams get there and ultimately win it, the teams that give the effort.
There you go, Reg. Nobody runs circles.
I'm about to crit. Let's go, 5, make a play, dog. We gotta dig deep. This 4th quarter right here, dog. Push! Oh yeah. What it show up to now? I like that. Stay on your feet, dog. I know he a cheat. I'm a honey badger, though.
There you go, Reg. That always helps, right, Reg? Being physical always helps.
Every team in the league that's got a new coordinator putting in a new system has a challenge in the first quarter of the season, because it takes the full first quarter of the season before you get comfortable with it. And history will say that it's tough to do. But I wanted those guys to feel that right away and know that it is a challenge, and we're going to try to buck that trend and be a lot better.
Ready? Feet, go. Find it. That's a good job, Colin. That's nice work. You want to get some of these running backs in the game on Saturday, don't you? Yeah, knock them back.
I don't know how Pat threw side on. I feel like I was going to dislocate my shoulder doing that. For real.
Man, like these are the times joke around with, like, you and the coaches and my boy. That's the time I love. Once it's over with, I know I'm going to miss it. You know what I'm going to do? I told myself, since like I love sports, I'm going to get in the travel softball league when I'm done. Keep me occupied.
I had the mini fro before everybody. You know, everybody like the little fro. I had that before everybody. Everybody used to talk about me. Reggie, your head nappy. Now everybody else head nappy.
On the eve of the 2019 preseason, players meet up with a local Kansas City barber in the hopes that they can look good, play good. Linebacker Reggie Ragland is his last customer of the day. No stranger to being a part of elite teams, the Alabama graduate looks to take his play to the next level this season.
Bama and Auburn playing on the TV right now. A lot of people ask me, like, what is it like there? Like, you really can't understand unless you've just been in the program. Like, I can tell you all day how hard it is. Ric Flair said it best. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And in college football, it's Nick Saban. And in the NFL, it's Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Reggie, did it feel different picking off like Brady than anybody else?
High formation behind Brady. Play action fake. They throw over the middle. It's intercepted. Reggie Ragland's got it in the end zone. He's not going to run it
Man,
out.
look, I was just trying to make a play.
You're like, damn, I really did pick off Tom Brady in an AFC title game.
Yeah. Man, I should have brought it out. But if you go back and look at it, it's a picture. You can see Eric Berry after I picked it off. He's just like this with his helmet. And like Eric's one of my favorite people, so you can tell he's like very emotional about it. So, and just for us to get there and make that play, man, you can just see it on his face. Like, I love playing the game for that.
You trying so hard not to act like that hurt right now, Reg.
No, I don't.
Why your eyes keep doing that then?
You know, it's fun, man, getting the ground with your brothers, playing Uno, you know, with them. You really get to see how they are as people. Like sitting around, eating with them, sitting in the long meetings, see who gets sleepy or not. You got to tap them on the shoulder to wake up. Everybody competing. Everybody trying to make the team. So that's one thing about camp. Like, you either going to come in and do what you got to do, or you're going to let whoever in front of you just, or behind you, pass you by. So, like, competition or no competition, I want to play. So I'm ready to play tomorrow. You look good, feel good, you play good.
Mitch Holder's back at Arrowhead Stadium. The much anticipated open to the 2019 season is preseason game number 1, the Chiefs and the Bengals.
Glad to be back at home. Looks like a regular season game. It's going to be great.
The expectations and the enthusiasm is at an all-time Chiefs Kingdom high.
Hey, first game we here. First game at Arrowhead.
Hey, man, let's go.
Gotta make it count. Gotta make it count today. I'm telling you.
All right, baby. First day on the job. Let's make it a good one.
That brings us to tonight. Preseason game number 1, the Chiefs and Bengals.
Hey, get tight, get tight. Hey, man, let's have fun and let's spin around like we crazy. Team on 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go!
Captains tonight to start the preseason, as you might guess.
Go, man.
Mahomes,
He's great today. He's great today. He's great today. He's great today, man. Come on.
Captains, get them back to football. Get them back to football. Cincinnati, you're a visiting team. What is your call? Heads. Called heads? Called heads. It is tails. It is tails. The Chiefs are on the toss. Chiefs are on the turtle. Choice the second half. Choice the second half.
The Chiefs defense will be on the field first. A lot of new guys, so get ready for this.
First chance for Steve Spagnuolo to see his defense under the lights at Arrowhead. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Dalton completes it, and the Bengals have enough for a first down. The ball comes out.
And it's picked up by Kansas City. Now they fumble it again. The Honey Badgers got it, and it's going to be forced out of bounds at the 28-yard line of the Cincinnati Bengals.
What a start for the Chiefs.
Hey, did you hit the ball on it? I put Vaseline on my arm. You hit the ball on it.
Mahomes, 2018 NFL MVP. He seemed to handle all the attention very gracefully.
He's really got everybody bought into what he's doing because of the season he had.
Mahomes looking for Kelsey, and Kelsey's got it. Out of bounds in Bengals territory. How about that throw to start off the preseason for Patrick Mahomes?
Here, Mahomes steps up into the pocket. Pump faking, now he'll run. Has a first down, cuts back inside the fire. Down to the 1-yard line as he slides at the 1 on his left hip to avoid a Bengal hit.
Did you see this entire stadium was holding their breath? I was too.
Now the Chiefs go shotgun. Hyde to the right of Mahomes on 2nd goal to go. Delay handoff. Carlos Hyde blasts into the end zone, right side, touchdown. Kansas City. And the Chiefs answer the Bengals' touchdown drive with one of their own on a Mahomes special.
Well, that's what you expect out of this offense. Come back and answer. That time Hyde just punched it in.
I understand. In the season, I'm going for it, bro. Wait, no. I was like, no, don't go for it. Slide.
I've been impressed with Darren Lee so far.
Man, let's be great, baby. Let's be great.
You see the athleticism and the speed. He's hungry, and he's playing like it tonight.
No.
Well, just to piggyback what Todd was talking about with Darren Lee, there were 6 huge expectations because of where and when he was drafted with the Jets.
Come on.
The difference here is he's going to have an opportunity to do that without having the expectations of being a high draft pick.
1st and goal. Williams hit and push back.
Let's go! Appreciate that. What's up? Hey, told you we got you.
7-7 tie here as we begin the 2nd quarter. Kyle Shermer in the game.
1st and 10. Let's go, doorway!
And the Chiefs have 1st and 10 at the 43. Handoff, Darwin Thompson. Goes right side at the 40. And the ankle tackle and drive him down right there. It'll be a 3. Thompson, one of the more exciting running backs in training camp.
That's a good runner, too. 2-5.
He run hard.
Thompson stays in. Here comes McCole Hardman in motion, flip pass. 20, 15, 10, speed, 5, angle right, touchdown! Kansas City! McCole Hardman on a 17-yard flip pass.
Well, that's that burst of speed that we've been talking about with Hardman.
Hey, we gotta get right, man. We gotta keep running them routes, man. All right? Hey, keep doing your thing, boy. So, let's go.
Hey, let's get off the field right here, fellas.
12 seconds left in the half. Chiefs lead by 10. Driscoll again will be sacked. Breland Speaks comes in from the back porch.
Breland Speaks on the sack.
It's 4th down, though, for Cincinnati. They keep the offense on the field. They will not punt it. He'll throw it from the near side for the end zone. It's going to be picked off. Kansas City at the 20. The Chiefs could return this. They're at the 40. Herb Miller, if he gets a couple blocks, this is going to be interesting. And they chase him down from behind at the Cincinnati 23-yard line. Herb Miller would have had the play of the night.
That is a wonderful way to end the half for sure.
And the Chiefs with a good first half. Sands the first offensive drive.
Chase Litton in the game at quarterback. He gives to Thompson, and Darwin Thompson, he hurdles over a guy, gets inside the 5.
I think I might have undervalued him. Just watching him on the field.
All right, we've got a real treat for you. The NFL MVP, Patrick Mahomes.
We just saw Thompson, the burst of speed he showed when he got his hands on the ball. Who's jumping out to you with some of these young guys and the speed?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it. I mean, to see what the guys are doing when they get the ball in their hand.
He finds Thompson circling, left side 10, angling left 5, touchdown, Kansas City.
It really is special, the type of speed and the type of power that these young guys are running with. And you're seeing 25-17, and some of these young guys do that today.
Linton goes to a knee, and a great start for Kansas City. And the Chiefs all over this game, 38-17, Kansas City.
Cincinnati,
the Capital
17.
Kingdom, baby, turned up tonight. Yes, sir.
What were your nerves kind of like tonight for first NFL action?
Nerves? I don't think I really had nerves. I was really more anxious just to go hit somebody in the mouth. Let me run down there as fast as I can. So the next time that I got on kickoff, or I think kickoff return, I just got to hit somebody, and that's really all it was to it. It's just football at the end of the day.
Next time on The Franchise, presented by GEHA.
You're building something. Right now you're building the foundation for what's going to take place here the next 16 to 20 weeks.
All right, here we go.
Be great on everything you do. Make that a 10.
Nice. Like it, baby. All right, we're rolling, baby.
Talent creates competition. Competition creates greatness. And then let the chips kind of fall where they may.
It's been a night of improvisation here at Heinz Field in
now
Pittsburgh.
thunder and lightning, and we officially have a weather update. The game